Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to game number 3 of this BO5 show match between Krass and Vortix. And I said show match, it's not. It's the finals of the Eu.ZOTAC Cup number 102 ZVT on Shakuras Plateau. And Vortix has gone mutas on every map thus far. Even Antigua Shipyards, which you shouldn't, and he did lose that game. But Krass, there's no reason for him not to go mech this time. He has done Marine Tank in the previous 2 games, but this map I think is definitely one you always should go mech on in TVZ. Bioplay, it does work, but mech is just so strong. The Muslim took out Nest T on this map with a failed 2 racks, but he ended up going mech and just won the game. It is relatively easy to just hold this middle, and there's really no multiple attack paths on this map. So once you control the middle with mech, they can't attack you. They have to go through your mech army, which just isn't cost efficient to do. So we'll see if Krass obeys the map rules and plays mech on this game. And Vortix, I'm almost positive he is going to be opening up with Mutalytics because, well, why wouldn't he? He's done it in the past 2 games, and maybe that's why he wouldn't, because he's done it in the past 2 games. He's like, okay, I muted on Antigua Shipyard. You think I'm going to mute it every game? Well, I'm not, and he may just end up going for Infestors this game. We can only hope, because I think Infestors are truly the way to play ZVT, but Vortix, his muta play is one of the best I have seen. He is definitely a very strong Zerg, brother of Lucifron, so he does get a lot of ZVT practice. And Lucifron is no pushover. He is a very good Terran player. We do have the supply depot being built right here. The drone will come up, see that supply depot, kind of know it's not a 2 racks, and also see the barracks finishes at 245. So again, he knows the barracks came again before the gas. So the drone very happy with what he sees here. We'll see exactly what ends up happening. Looks like the drone is just going to go off and hide. No, he is going to be checking for the 2 racks anyways, even though I don't know if it's possible. Maybe if you cut a lot of SCVs, it is possible. But just maybe a habit for Vortix to do, just to check around. And his Overlord is getting in a good position. This is the first time Vortix, I have agreed with Vortex's Overlord scout pattern, but there's not really many Overlord scout patterns on Shakuras Plateau. It's always get your Overlord here, then travel all the way down, get in this position, so you can have the opportunity to go in and see what the Terran has, or you can poke down here safely and see if they did expand. So, this is the first time. I agree with this. Vortix the last time didn't put an Overlord on the little ramp on, well, not ramp, the cliff on Core Hall Compound. Didn't like that. And on GSL Antigua Shipyard, he didn't obey the forced cross spawns. We do have Krass now coming in to scout, see exactly what is happening. Doesn't see a gas, and this is very common for Zergs to do on this map, just because it's so easy for Spine Callers to sit right here and stop things from coming up this ramp. You don't really need early speedlings. In the last game, we did see, maybe it wasn't the last. I know it was on Core Hall. Was it? I think it was actually the last game where Vortix ended up going for the gas, the hatch, gas, then pool, going for early speedlings. And Krass is moving out with a handful of Marines. Yet again, the 4 Marine poke. And this time, Vortix won't have that Ling speed to do the vicious counterattack that he did last time. And that was definitely Antigua Shipyards that he did that on. But Krass is now going to come up the ramp with the 4 Marines. There are 2 Queens and a few Lings. The last time Vortix kind of did overproduce on Lings. But again, he had the speed to follow it up. This time he doesn't have that. So we don't see him really producing that many Lings. Just enough to hold on. And Vortix doesn't want to travel too far off the creep. Does go up to those 4 Queens. And you see him just doing another drone pump of 9 drones. This time Krass not going to be overextending. Going to be getting back home. Keeping these Marines alive. The one that's very injured at 3 HP. He's not going to be useful. He is not even willing to do drugs. So he's going to stay on the watchtower. He is the outcast. While all the other Marines do come at the bunker. And of course, this Marine just doesn't have enough HP to be useful in defending. Much more useful just holding the watchtower. And even, oh my god, he kills a Ling. Very nice. That is a hero Marine. All the Ling had to go up to is up here and tickle him. The Marine would have died. But instead, the Marine just used his psychic powers and forced it to run around. And now Vortix is going to come in with this Overlord Scout. Sees the 2 factories. And he came in just a little bit too late as the factory is now switching. If he saw this, he may think it's Blue Flame, but Krass is going to be opening up with Blue Flames. This could be like just a standard tank opener with Hellions. Maybe seeing the factory is enough to tip him off that it is Blue Flames. We'll find out how he ends up reacting. If he gets a Roach one, then he knows it's going to be probably Blue Flame. If he doesn't, then this could be devastating. If the Overlord came in just like 15 seconds later, he would have seen the factory switched off, saw the Hellions getting up very high in numbers, the thing researching, and be like, okay, Blue Flames, very probable. The third base wants to go up right now as the Hellions do traverse their way across the map. Nice creep spread by Vortix right now. The Hellions, a little bit late. Krass doesn't get the fastest of Hellions, but he does normally end up getting 6, so it's okay. If you have just 4 Hellions, Lings can kill them on creep. If you have 6 Hellions, not even Lings will be taking them out on creep. Krass does come up, sees that third base, and now it's his choice. Does he want to do some type of timing, or does he want to take a third base of his own? You can see him setting up a very nice SimCity, the tank in the back, bunker and supply depots. The Lings of Banelings are going to have to go through the mineral line all the way over here to get to the tank, so that is not going to be too helpful. Do have the Spire being built, and does Krass have a scan? He should probably scan in about a minute. I think he scanned at the 10-minute mark last game, so we'll see if he ends up doing that again to try to find the Spire. But Vortix puts the Spire at the natural, just so if a scan does go on the main, then it's still safe. Hellions coming, the Blue Flame is shown. Creep Tumor goes down, and we'll see if a Roach one does get built, because now the Lings know it is Blue Flame, and we do have a Banshee on the way. And this, definitely a very questionable call, as the Banshee will be getting to Vortix's base as mutas do pop. So that, definitely a little bit questionable. As you see, the Banshee is on the way, he's halfway across, but those mutas, they are almost out. So maybe Krass thinks that it's going to be Infestor play. I can tell you he doesn't think mutas are coming out, because this Banshee going to be doing absolutely 0 damage. As it does come in, picking off a few drones. Now the mutas do come out. Banshee, I guess not absolutely 0. He did kill 2 drones. It is 47 to 53. Did the Hellions? No, only 2 drones died. So we have a lot of these Lings that are built to not really do anything. So that's why you see Vortix doesn't really have that many drones. He's going to have to do some serious drone pumping right now if he wants to get a good econ to deal with mech, because you cannot go at mech with a smaller army. Even a Raven being produced by Krass, so that's a little bit interesting. Really thinks that it could be Infestor play, or maybe this Raven's for Bird Roaches, because a good counter to mech is Bird Roaches, burrow underneath, get to the tanks, unburrow, profit. That's how it kind of works. Muta's coming, just checking for any extra bases by Terran, sees that Krass is still just on 2 base. And he is still droning up. He's at 61. And the Muta's going to try to pick off a turret. They do get one. And also taking out a few Hellions. And even the SCVs are now in trouble. Thors are way behind. They're trying to get up close. The gas does get taken out. And that is big. Taking out the gas does affect the mech production is very gas intensive. We do see the third base now landing for Krass. Notice it's right here. Tanks can protect that base from the high ground, so Lings are not very good at dealing with that. Missile turret's going to be placed because, well, the tanks have it down here, and we do have transfuses going off again on these mutas. Vortix does a very nice job at keeping all his units in good health. Hellions coming, going to get taken out by mutas. Thor coming up. And these Lings, they are at 0-0 right now. We have 10 Roaches on the way. So I think that Vortix, he is thinking about attacking. He's at 67 drones. So he's pretty much just producing units from this point on. 161 supply to 127. But don't let that fool you. Mech is very cost efficient. If you get to 200 with mech, it's going to be very hard to kill you. Unlike if you get 200 with bio, a few Banelings or fungal growths just decimate it. Nothing really decimates mech play unless you forget siege mode. Oh man, Krass doesn't have siege mode just yet. And Vortex looks like he may want to go in for the attack. Siege mode is needed. That is about a quarter of the way done. And everything is coming in without siege mode. These roaches are not going to die too quickly. Bailey's coming in. Those tanks can't be that effective. Mutas, magic boxing, taking out the Thors, and this may just be lights out. Critical blunder from Krass right now, not getting that siege mode. And that third base may not fall. He can lift it up still. But that could have just been game-ending, taking all that out. And we have the fourth base done now. Maybe want to take the fifth and sixth right now, because you just killed a lot of mech. There's no way that Krass can ever put on any pressure within the next, like, 3 minutes of the game. So you are free to just take expansions all you want. You don't have to build units for another 4 minutes, and you will be fine. Mule's being called down on this natural. We have the third base trying to land again. Viking out and just watching all of this. Fungal growth or patch and glands might as well be renamed to fungal growth. About done, and those Lings do manage to pick that command center off. Refinery goes down, and Vortex not letting Krass take his third base. And now the fifth base is going up. Could take the sixth. Could even take a seventh, eighth, and ninth. No anti-air, so this Viking is going to be able to pick off Overlords. Krass at 113 supply versus the 184 of Vortix. And again, Transfuses going down on the Overlord, actually, keeping that alive. He does not like anything in the red. If it's in the red, it's transfused. And Krass still trying to make a scary mech army. He did lose his command center, so there's no hope of getting that again. Well, he's got to rebuild it, which he is, but I meant like anytime in the near future. Ultralisks will be on the way. Mutas are going to come pick off these tanks, and Ultras are not really how you deal with mech. Oh, clumping up those Mutas, not good. Broodlords would be perfectly safe transfusing those Mutas, keeping them alive. But Broodlords would be like what you need to do to not lose a game. Building Ultralisks, you can lose games when you're very far ahead. This mech is at 1-0, going for a 2-0. As the 2-2, I believe, does finish for the Lings. Yes, it does. 8 Corruptors and a Greater Spire on the way. So he is going to be going up 2 Broodlords as well as Ultras. 11 Corruptors. Look at the timing. These Corruptors are going to finish at the same exact time as this Greater Spire. Perfect timing on this Corruptors. And that is a lot of Hellion. Scan goes down. Going to be pushing this creep back because the creep is at his doorstep. And those Roaches just poking in, now pulling back. All those Corruptors, well, they can't turn into Broodlords because Vortex is supply capped. And this is like a first world problem if I've ever seen one. I have all these Corruptors, but no supply. But he is going to be building, looks like a bunch of Spine Callers going up at 205 supply. His supply is upside down, and he's maxed out. You don't see that every day. And Broodlords are morphing in. These are at 1-0 upgrades. 2 on the melee attack. Mech is at 2-1. But the anti-air just isn't there. GG, well played. Sees the Broodlords. And that is all she wrote. And won't do too much analysis on this game. It's all down to forgetting siege mode. And, let's see. Main building control. $10 minutes, 7.6 seconds. Not bad. Not bad at all. So we will be going on to Game 4 relatively soon. It is now 2-1 in Vortix.